Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest-running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of 2 college athletes. He has a wealth of experience to share. Here's Recruit Me CEO, Brent Hanks.
Welcome to episode 372 of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is a weekly 15-minute recruiting education podcast, and is part of the Recruit Me education business. My name is Brent Hanks, and I am the owner and CEO of Recruit Me. Recruit Me's goal is to provide you, whether you are a potential student athlete or the parent of a potential student athlete, with as many free and inexpensive recruiting resources as possible. You can find the Athletic Scholarship Podcast on your favorite podcast app, and a new episode hits every Tuesday. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is the world's longest-running recruiting education podcast. Other resources that Recruit Me provides are the free Recruiting Power Pack, which is available on the recruit-me.com website. You get a download with the first steps to an athletic scholarship, an audio file about how to use videos, and a free player profile template. Just sign up on the recruit-me.com homepage. Also, you can sign up for the free Recruit Me monthly newsletter that gives you monthly recruiting tips, advice, and links to last month's The Athletic Scholarship Podcast episodes. The Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System gives you a 200-plus page manual and workbook to take you step-by-step through your personalized recruiting journey. You can get the Recruit Me 3.0 system for only $39. You will get the 7 steps to an athletic scholarship and much, much more. Step 1, select the right schools to contact. Step 2, write a great introductory email. Step 3, create your one-page player profile. Step 4, build your own recruiting questionnaire. Step 5, track your communications. Step 6, send one-page updates. And Step 7, make your school choice wisely. Go to recruit-me.com to get your recruiting plan today. Episodes 370 and 371 gave you an interview with the D3Direct founder, Karl Barkley. Karl is an ex-Division III basketball player from Swarthmore College in Pennsylvania. He created D3Direct during COVID to, as he said in the interview, to help empower student athletes with high-quality information in one single place. Karl wants to pull from his own Division III college sports experience to let potential student athletes know what the Division III level offers. Today we are going to pull out some of the key points of the interview and expose those key points to help you on your recruiting journey and to help you make the right fit choice for your college. In key point number 1, Karl told us briefly about his high school basketball career, and he lightly touched on something that comes up numerous times when I work with families, especially with student athletes at large schools, or play on teams with a lot of talent, or that are late blooming. Karl said, I played public school basketball in North Carolina for a pretty strong program, and I had to earn my way into some minutes, and eventually became captain my senior year. The key point of this key point is that you have to earn playing time, and early freshman or sophomore year playing time is not initially essential to play your sport in college. Working on earning your playing time in high school or your club team will get you into position to get recruited. Karl built on his highly competitive high school experience, his participation at camps to learn the levels of play that he felt that he could continue to play in, and he leaned on his research and his outreach to colleges all combined to help him get the right fit college at Swarthmore. The second key point from the D3Direct interview is that after Karl attended some basketball camps, including a high academic camp, he got bigger and stronger and faster, and he quoted, started getting some interest from schools and got some choices. Karl said at that point he started, as he said in the interview, to figure out what I wanted and the factors that would guide my college experience, or those I wanted to prioritize. Karl was setting his parameters. Parameters he put together were a high academic college, a city setting, a small campus environment, and a good fit with the other players. One essential part of your recruiting process is for you to build a parameters list and to adjust it as you go through the recruiting process. Step 1 of the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System is to select the right schools to contact. Part of the Recruit Me 3.0 system are 2 worksheets, the Parameters Worksheet and the College School List Worksheet. The Parameters Worksheet asks you to paint a picture of what you want in a college experience. The Parameters Worksheet has sections to help you. The sections are type of school, location type, distance from home, type of academics, major or academic interest, yearly cost, types of financial aid, student population, your other interests like clubs, hobbies, fraternities, or sorority life, the sports level, and sports preferences like ability to play, your improvement, or the opportunity to win a championship. Get the 2 worksheets by emailing me, Brent, at recruit-me.com, and by requesting them, or by getting the whole Recruit Me 3.0 system for only $39. There is a link in the show notes, or go to recruit-me.com. The third key point comes from when I asked Karl if he had any help as he went through his recruiting process. He said one of the keys in his recruitment started when he attended an on-campus program at Davidson University. That was his dad's alma mater, and it was close to home. The program was the McNabb Seminar and was a mock college admissions experience. From the experience, Karl then actually got to meet and talk with a Davidson admissions officer. Karl was able to share his goals about basketball and about college with the admissions officer, and the admissions officer helped him build his parameters and build a profile and do research and find schools to contact. Karl used these resources and took advice and took charge of his own fate. I found Karl and D3Direct on Twitter, so I asked Karl to talk about social media. Karl initially points out that social media can either be your best friend in recruiting or can be a real hindrance. Some quick social media items to do are to make sure it is clear that this is your account and that you are recruitable. Have a sports picture with a view of your face so the coach can identify you. Have your name, your high school, your class year, and your sport or sports. In your bio, have your size information, your GPA, test scores, and your club team. Other items for the student athlete to post are short game or showcase videos, your game schedules, if you have a recruiting website, and a profile, and if you have a Huddle link or YouTube link. You can post those or pin those. As Karl states in the interview, the goal is to try to use this, social media, as a tool so that if a coach finds you, all of your information is there. It is easily accessible, and they know that it's you. Any kid can do these things and can start today, and it's free. I then asked Karl, what some social media avenues besides Twitter or X do you suggest for potential student athletes? Karl thought X is the best social media. It is the most seen by college coaches. And then he pointed out to use good old-fashioned email. Social media helps you to be seen by college coaches, and email is the main way you, the potential student athlete, will communicate with coaches. Recruit Me in the 7 Steps to an Athletic Scholarship focuses on student athletes preparing to and then contacting coaches by email, making a school list, researching colleges and teams, writing an introductory email along with a player profile, and then communicating with coaches with follow-ups and updates. Karl from D3Direct concluded with this statement: I would be shocked if someone could run a recruiting effort without at some point using email. I think it is still a very necessary tool. And then I will add both social media and email are free, and that is a goal of Recruit Me. Recruit Me's goal is to save you time, money, and anxiety in your recruitment. We talked about recruits using social media to get their information out in front of college coaches. But in the interview, Karl says a student athlete needs to use social media to see a coach's and a program's information too. Use social media as a part of your research. Follow the teams and the coach's handles, and you can see insight into the program, the coach, and even the current players. Also, social media sees everything you post, so keep a clean look. Remember, it is not only what you post, but who you like and follow. Coaches see that. Karl and D3Direct says this about when a potential student athlete should start posting on social media and get seen for their recruitment. Here in 2023, Karl says he is seeing recruits post for 2027 graduates. Both Recruit Me and D3Direct think this is too early. Karl said most don't need to post before their junior year. Recruit Me suggests to make contact with coaches after you are able to complete your player profile and have relevant size, experience, and highlights to send. You don't want to put unimpressive information out there. Remember, you want to make a great first impression, and sending videos and emails when you are undersized, slower, and weaker than older recruits is not good. Also, sending information and putting information out on social media can conflict with the sports recruiting calendar. Many potential student athletes don't understand why coaches are not contacting them, but they don't realize the coaches may not be able to make contact per the recruiting rules. In the interview by D3Direct, Karl pushes you to post things that show you as a player and as a person. He says to be authentic. Don't embellish stats or post to try to push for new NIL images. A myth about NCAA Division III sports is that it is too expensive. It is true that there are no athletic scholarships in any Division III sports, but Karl points out that you can get a significant discount on tuition or go for free to many of these Division III schools. He says you can get discounts, grants, or academic scholarships through your high school grades, test scores, or where you live, or as Karl says in the interview, proximity. There can be financial aid, need-based money, or local, regional, or national scholarships that you can apply for. Go to @D3Direct and check out some of their Twitter or X threads about D3 money, or join their newsletter. Going to an NCAA Division III college can be less expensive than the initial sticker price, so do your research. Another myth about NCAA Division III is that it is not very competitive. Karl refutes that and says that it is highly competitive, but it does not need to be your entire college life or identity, like maybe in NCAA Division I. Just like in any college level, NCAA Division I, Division II, or NAIA and JUCO, there are conferences, regions, and schools that may be more or less competitive in a sport. Research will give you an idea on how competitive the school might be in the sport that you play. Along with Division III being competitive, you can also get an intimate relationship with your professors, other students, other sports athletes, fans, and coaches. Karl Barkley from @D3Direct gave you great information about NCAA Division III sports and about recruiting and social media. Go back on your favorite podcast app or go to the recruit-me.com website to listen to Part 1 and Part 2 of this interview on episodes 370 and 371. I feel we need to get back to Karl on the Athletic Scholarship Podcast because we didn't get to cover all the myths and positives about NCAA Division III. And check out all of @D3Direct's information on Twitter or X. During the last 3 episodes, I've introduced you to the Athletic Scholarship 24-month Planner and Journal. And on page 5 of this book, it has a recruiting checklist. Here is Section 4 of the 9 sections of the recruiting checklist. Section 4, track your communications. And you can check off, build a contact chart. Make columns for school, coach, phone, email, items you sent, video links sent, contact dates, and notes. Journal your interactions with communications to coaches in the contact dates and notes column. And prepare questions to ask. Athletic questions, academic questions, college life questions, and financial questions. Next week, I'll bring you Section 5 of the recruiting checklist. Build your updates. You can get the Athletic Scholarship 24-month Planner and Journal by going to recruit-me.com and click the link in the resource page. Or there's a link below in the show notes of this podcast. I invite you to go to recruit-me.com. On the homepage, you can get the Recruiting Power Pack and gives you 3 powerful resources to start your recruitment. Also, you can get all the episodes of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast that I've done over the past few years. And one more resource is the Recruit Me monthly newsletter. Sign up and get helpful recruiting tips once a month. Thank you for listening to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. And if you have any questions or comments, just email me, brent@recruit-me.com. Click or like the Athletic Scholarship Podcast on your favorite podcast app. And join me every Tuesday for another episode of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the world's longest athletic recruiting education podcast.